Guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So we're going to be talking about the best concealers for underneath the eye. So these are the concealers that are going to cover up the dark under eye circles. They're going to cover up any patchiness or redness. They're not going to get that awful crepey texture. They're not going to separate and sort of cake up and feel heavy. And once you have applied them, you can essentially forget about them and not have to worry about them creasing and caking and just looking awful during the day. So yeah, these are my top 5. I do get questions from you guys a lot, and I feel like I have more consistently over the last few months, maybe 4 or 5 months, asking for concealers for specifically underneath the eye area. Obviously, I talk about my top holy grail concealers all of the time, but I have never done a specific under eye top 5. So that is what today's video is going to be all about. If you are new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and let's jump straight into the video. All right, first up, and this one's going to absolutely not be a surprise to anybody, Tarte Shape Tape. Now, this is a concealer I have spoken about many times here on my channel. It's a really good multitasking concealer. So in that, I mean that it's really good for under the eyes, but it's also really good for all over the face. I particularly like this one under the eyes because you do get sort of so much bang for your buck. There's so much pigment in this formula that you don't need to use much product at all. It's a very creamy, which makes it easy to apply, but then it actually dries down to a matte finish. I don't like concealers that stay sticky on the skin because it just increases their ability to move and it reduces their lasting power. This one will give you all of the coverage that you need, you know, super dark patches under the eyes, the inner corner. Really, you're going to be able to get all of that, but you're going to be able to do that without having to layer on heaps of product. I find that it's definitely resistive to creasing. Obviously, every single product creases. You can't put any product on your face and expect it to not crease. The face moves, skin moves, we have expressions, we live life, things will crease, but there are definitely certain products that crease less than others, and also certain ones that don't actually settle in those creases, and this is one of the products that doesn't settle in the creases. Love this concealer. I think it's totally worth the money. She is gorge for under the eyes. All right, another oldie but goodie is this one from NARS. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Interesting name. It is creamy when it's wet, but then it actually sets onto the skin with a really beautiful matte finish. So brightening, really good coverage. I love this one for under the eyes. Again, it's not heavy. It doesn't separate. It doesn't get that awful crepey. You know how sometimes when you apply concealer underneath the eye area and then, you know, however many hours later, it's got that crepey, awful, like it's been stretched too far over the skin and then it's kind of like broken up. It won't do that, basically. Well, I mean, obviously none of the concealers that I'm talking about will do that, but this one specifically, it just stays looking so smooth under the eye. I've always really found this one great for those of you with more dry skin types as well, because it is so creamy. You can get it to blend and get it to apply. It doesn't set down too fast while you apply it, but get it to blend and apply really well. And then it does set to that more matte texture, but it doesn't look super matte on the skin. Just really beautiful. Once it's on, it will stay there. Really amazing concealer for under the eye, and like I said, super brightening. Lots of coverage, super brightening. All right, the third one that I've got here for the best concealers underneath the eye is this one from Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. Oh, I love this stuff. Honestly, if you are looking for something that's not going to crease or settle, like I said, everything does crease to some degree, but if you are really struggling with creasing and you're really looking for something that's not going to crease in any under eye, you know, wrinkles or fine lines or anything, this is absolutely phenomenal. It is very full coverage, and it's a little bit more difficult to blend than those two that I mentioned previously, but once you kind of get the hang of it, you will be amazed at how gorgeous this wears on the skin during the day. It does dry down to a very matte finish. If you've got particularly dry under eye areas, I probably would avoid this one, unless you're of course pairing it with a really good hydrating eye cream, but it does dry down to a very matte finish. But part of that and part of why it lasts so long and stays looking so smooth and perfect during the day is because it does that. You know, once it's on, it's sort of just not going absolutely anywhere at all. Really thin, lightweight formula as well. So they've packed so much pigmentation into this at the same time as, you know, keeping the formula really light and thin on the skin, that the overall result is just gorgeous. It will cover up all of your dark under eye circles, areas of deep dark coloring in between the eyes, even redness, capillaries, broken capillaries that you might have under the eyes. It will cover up all of that, and it will do it at the same time as being really super lightweight on the skin. Sweat proof, oily proof, doesn't separate, doesn't cake up, doesn't settle into fine lines. just truly awesome. And I feel like this is one that doesn't really get anywhere near as much love as it deserves. It's a really, really good concealer for under the eyes. All right, next up I have this newy-ish concealer from Benefit. This is the Benefit Cakeless Concealer, and very much like the name, it does not cake, which makes it perfect for the under eye area. Super, super, super full-on coverage, really, really beautiful, radiant kind of, like it dries matte, but it looks brightening and sort of radiant on the skin. Very thin, lightweight formula as well. So when you put this on, you're not going to feel like your under eyes are like weighed down by anything heavy. No caking, obviously. Very resistive to creasing, obviously, as well. Can be used with and without powder if you've got a dry skin type and you don't like powdering your under eye area. This is a concealer that does set on the skin and that you are going to be able to use without using a powder as well. That previous Urban Decay one you can use without powder too. I love the way that this one blends out. I do find that it blends out really easily. Just get like this beautiful, smooth, perfected under eye, like it just makes you look younger somehow. Like it's truly awesome, and once it's on, it lasts all day. It's a really, really good option if you are looking for something specifically for under your eyes. And then last but not least, another sort of new-ish, I mean certainly newer than the first few that I mentioned, concealer is the Vanish Concealer from Hourglass. This is another product that just, I feel it was made for the under eyes. Like I do like it on other areas of the face, but under the eyes specifically, it is just beautiful. It's full coverage, it's brightening, very thin, lightweight formula. Again, doesn't cake, doesn't crease, doesn't settle into those fine lines. Once it's on the skin, it's going to stay there. And again, this is another one that really does hold up well during the day with your oils. If you've got an oily skin type like me, it won't separate. Like once those oils come through, there are so many concealers out there, especially the heavier, more emollient ones that don't kind of dry down to a matte finish, that stay sort of like tacky and sticky on the skin. Once your oils come through, they basically act like a makeup remover and they dissolve the concealer, and then it just separates and just, oh my gosh, it doesn't look cute. It doesn't look cute. This one holds up really, really well to oils, really good long wearing. So pop it on in the morning. You don't have to worry about like, you know, fixing it during the day. It will stay exactly where you apply it. It'll look brightening. It'll cover everything all day and you won't have to worry, basically. So yeah, those are my top 5 concealers for underneath the eyes. They're just awesome. I think that they work really, really well. They definitely do everything that they say that they are supposed to do, and they're all skin safe. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that it answered the questions that you guys have been asking me about which concealers are best for under the eye area. Like I said, I do get that question a lot. Obviously, if you've got any more questions about any of these products or concealers for different areas of the face, please by all means pop them in the comments down below. And also let me know what your top favorite concealers are, because maybe there's something out there that I actually haven't tried that's even better than everything that I've mentioned here. But yes, I love you guys heaps. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all in my next one.